All right, let's dive into the heart of Dakota City. The biggest conflict there isn't really between hero and villain. No, it's between two heroes, two incredibly powerful figures who have completely different ideas about what justice even looks like.
And it all comes down to this one huge question. How do you actually get justice done? Do you work to reform the system from the inside, or do you just decide it's time to shatter it completely? Are the institutions we have even fixable, or are they just broken beyond repair?
Well, in the Milestone universe, you've got two major heroes who give two wildly different answers to that question. We're talking about Icon and Hardware. And their clash, trust me, it isn't just about throwing punches. It's a full-blown battle of philosophies, one that really echoes some of the biggest debates we have in the real world.
Okay, so first up, let's take a look at the guardian of the established order, the man who really believes in the system, Icon.
Icon's entire worldview is built on this idea. You have to remember, as Augustus Freeman IV, he's been around for centuries. He operates from within the halls of elite power, and he is absolutely convinced that the only path to real, lasting change is slow, steady, principled reform.
His political philosophy is, deeply conservative. He sees leadership as a duty of the elite, and he's a huge champion of rugged individualism. For Icon, real progress doesn't come from systemic handouts. It comes when people take control of their own circumstances through sheer self-reliance.
And this quote right here, it gets right to the heart of it. It's why he's so hesitant to just use his incredible powers to solve every single problem. He's actually afraid of creating a society that becomes totally dependent on him. He wants to empower people, not become a permanent crutch they can't live without.
Now, let's do a complete 180 and look at the polar opposite, the rebel who kind of wants to burn it all down. Let's talk about Hardware.
For Hardware, the brilliant Curtis Metcalf, the system isn't just something to be fixed. He sees it as a machine that was engineered from the ground up for exploitation. So his philosophy isn't about stability. It's about a complete and total teardown. His entire worldview was forged in this fire of personal betrayal. His own mentor, Edwin Alva, stole his genius for criminal gain. So what did Metcalf do? He declared a one-man, high-tech war on the entire corrupt corporate structure. His leadership style is solitary, it's reactive, and it's all about immediate, direct, and often violent confrontation.
So while Icon leads by trying to be a moral example, Hardware leads through pure intellectual and technological superiority. He believes in outmaneuvering his enemies and dismantling them before they even have a chance to make a move.
So you can imagine what happens when you put these two forces in the same city. You don't just get a simple disagreement. You get a fundamental head-on clash of ideals.
The contrast is just so stark. Icon is playing the long game, patiently guiding society because he sees leadership as a moral duty. Hardware, he thinks leadership is a weapon, and he wants to use it to seize justice now. It's the slow arc of history versus the lightning strike of rebellion.
And it goes even deeper than that. This whole thing gets personal. Icon represents that wealthy, detached upper class, the very establishment that Hardware sees as part of the problem. And Hardware, even though he's rich, identifies with the exploited genius, the worker whose labor gets stolen by corporate interests. That adds a whole other layer of powerful personal friction to their ideological war.
So, as you can probably guess, they don't exactly respect each other's methods. To Icon, Hardware is just an impulsive, reckless vigilante who's a threat to social stability. And to Hardware, Icon is just a pompous, out-of-touch relic from another time, basically helping the unjust system just by existing.
But this is where the story gets really compelling. Because for all their conflict, for all their animosity, they are, in a very real way, two sides of the same coin.
Because the one thing that truly unites them, the thing that anchors their entire struggle, is a shared ultimate goal. Both of these men are fighting for Black empowerment and excellence. Their methods are just polar opposites.
They just offer two completely different blueprints for how to get there. Icon is the model citizen, proving that pure excellence can command respect and force change even from within a prejudiced system. Hardware is the rebel genius, showing that intellect and technology can be the ultimate equalizer against any oppressor.
So when you boil it all down, their essential roles are crystal clear. Icon is the guardian, steady, principled, focused on the long-term health of society. Hardware is the breaker, volatile, innovative, and focused on reclaiming truth and agency right here, right now. One protects the gates, the other is there to tear them down.
Ultimately, their conflict just throws that question we started with right back at us, but now with so much more depth.
Is it better to be the guardian or the breaker? The Milestone universe doesn't give us an easy answer. Instead, it forces us to think about a much more complex truth, that maybe, just maybe, a just world needs both. It needs the stability of the institution and the fire of the revolution.